Well, hello, peeps. Good morning. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. I cannot get myself comfortable in my chair today. So, it is hump day, and as you know, we typically talk about some hurdles we have in life and how best to overcome them, you know, as part of that mid-week hump, slump, whatever you want to call it. So, um, today, we are going to talk about getting told no. What? What? You're told no? Get out of town. Yes. I, in fact, am often told no. Now, here's the thing I do get disappointed when I'm told no. And sometimes, in fact, I may act like a petulant child and stomp my feet and have a little bit of a baby conniption. I may or may not have just recently had one of those, which is why it's today's topic. Um, but I have also come to realize that it's a necessary evil. It really is. Like, let's face it. It is disappointing, especially when you put time and energy into something, when you craft this idea and then you put it out there to the universe or to a particular person in the universe, and they look at it and they're like, yeah, nope, just don't think it's going to happen. Well, let's talk about it. No, just don't think it's going to happen. You feel like you have been like punched in the heart, right? And honestly, because listen, let's be honest with each other, right? We kind of take it personally, don't we? I mean, we shouldn't, because it's an idea. It's not like the person is saying no to us, it's not like the person is rejecting us. They are just saying, I don't think so, not at this time. My glasses are crooked on my face. Um, Not at this time, which is different than saying, you suck, get away from me, I never want to hear from you ever again. That sounds really harsh, doesn't it? But the thing is that a lot of times when we hear no, that's what we hear inside our head. We hear that this person just like drop kicked us. It's like, you're a terrible person, you have no good ideas, go away, I never want to hear from you ever again. Which is, in fact, as we all know, in a logical frame of reference, is not the case. It is not the case. We know that they are not saying no to us, they are saying no to an idea. But we just can't, like, the emotional part of our brain, that doesn't even make sense. That's an oxymoron. The emotional part of us reacts in a way that we take it as an affront, as a personal attack against us when someone tells us no. And here's the thing, and this is something I've come to realize, even in my petulant, stomp my feet, pitch a fit circumstances. Getting told no is necessary. It's necessary. If you're never told no, you are never going to have the idea or even the understanding of what a concept like adversity is. Now, listen, I am not saying that every time you're told no, you're going to have some life altering revelation in your brain. that is also not realistic. It's just not realistic. But it is, however, healthy. It's healthy to be told no and then also to evaluate why. And I'm not talking about the small stuff. I'm not talking about like, hey, let's go out to dinner. No. Because there could be a very solid reason for that. Like your husband has had a long day, your spouse, your partner, whatever, has had a long day. And you're like, let's go out to dinner. And they're like, no. It's very evident why they're saying no. Also, they're not rejecting you as a person, they just don't feel up to it. And we recognize that, right? I'm talking about the bigger stuff. I'm talking about when you propose things at work. I'm talking about when you pitch an idea to a group of friends. I'm talking about something that impacts you on a much bigger scale. It's those no's that we struggle with. Sorry, my eyes, guys, this morning. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but they feel incredibly puffy. Those are the times where we're like, oh man, if I get told no, I just don't know if I'm going to have, I don't know if I'm going to have anything left in the tank to keep going with this project. And those are the times where you have to give a little bit of reflection and you have to consider, yes, this is a disappointment. Yes, this is a hurdle, if you will, but it shouldn't stop you because it could just be instead of a no, it could be a not a good time. Instead of a no, it could be I'm not the right fit. It's not necessarily just no for the sake of, I haven't pissed anybody off or hurt anybody's feelings today. Her. If she comes to talk to me, I'm going to just tell her no matter what it is she talks to me about. That is not what goes through people's minds. At least I hope. As a human being, that is not what goes through people's minds. But sorry, my chair is just not comfortable today. I don't know what it is. I'm like ants in the pants today. So I want you to consider that, and I want you to think about it because I had to remind myself, because I literally was like a 2-year-old, and I was like, why? And then I thought, like, God, you sound really bitchy right now. But I mean, I didn't really get an answer to my why. I'm thinking I go back and revisit it with a clearer head because you do also have the right to ask why. Because a no without any sort of like explanation is kind of a waste of time. Because my thought process is, if you're constantly told yes, number one, you're never going to know how to handle it when you are, in fact, at some point in your life, told no. I think about all of the like the spoiled superstar kind of things. I don't watch TV, but I hear that there's like reality TV shows where if somebody doesn't get their way, they literally scream and cry like they are a 6-month-old child as an adult. And then eventually what happens? The same thing that happens when you're a 6-month-old child and you're screaming your head off. Someone meets your need and then you stop crying. So this person has learned this behavior and they just stomp their feet so that even if it's an initial no, it turns into a yes. That I'm not okay with because that's not really teaching you anything. I do believe it is a necessary evil. I believe that to make yourself a more well-rounded, stronger, tougher, more tenacious person, you do have to meet adversity. And you have to learn how to meet adversity in a positive way. And getting told no is like a slap in the face, which is, it's adversity. Let's face it. So what we have to do is we have to consider, how can we shift from being disappointed? Notice I didn't say hurt, because hurt, even disappointment, is an emotion, but it's a more logical emotion than being hurt. Being hurt is purely just, he doesn't love me anymore. This is why I'm being told no. It's not that. Whereas being disappointed allows for you to evaluate the situation and maybe approach it from a different angle. Maybe recognize the fact that, like, I just spent an hour pitching something to somebody that, like, is just never going to happen. That doesn't mean we throw the pitch in the garbage, right? Doesn't mean we throw the pitch in the garbage. It means we're disappointed. Maybe we're disappointed in the amount of time that we expended on pitching to that person. Maybe we're disappointed in our inability to get our actual passion and our idea across. Maybe we're disappointed in the fact that, like, it just doesn't seem like it's the right time. But being disappointed is okay, because when you're disappointed about something, it gives you the chance to evaluate it and then revisit it, right? Whereas if you're hurt, like, I don't know about you, but when I'm hurt, I shut down. It's bad. I'm like, the world hates me. Get away from me. I just want to be alone. And that's literally what I look like. And people can clearly say, oh, no, something's going on with Spence. But being disappointed, I feel like it in some ways is almost like a way to push you. That's kind of scary thought. It's like you kind of want to be disappointed so that you can then have a chance to make it better. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. So yes, I have recently been told no. I had an immediate reaction of like, why? And I acted like a petulant child. But then I went back, and I mean, I'm still salty about it. I'm not gonna lie. See, but that's like the butthurt feelings talking. That's like the I'm hurt feelings, not the I'm disappointed feelings. Because the I'm disappointed is like, okay, well, how can I approach this so that they at least give me a chance to talk to me about it before just like dismissing it completely? That's the difference. Being disappointed makes you want to make it better. Being hurt puts the blame on the person who said no. And you're like, well, I'm right and they're clearly wrong. Also, not typically the case. Usually the right, and I say that in air quotes, typically lives somewhere in the middle of all of that chaos. So, before I go, I have to don my beads. So yesterday I started with a single teacher bead for the rock, paper, scissors contest. And I am proud to report, oh, wait for it. Let's see. There's one, there's two, a three, a four. Oh my goodness. 5 and 6. So I was challenged quite a bit yesterday. Sometimes I lost, and sometimes I won. It's fun. But I also had to tell the kids, like, first 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. Like, do not let me catch you trying to rock, paper, scissors while I'm teaching. So today is day 2 of that. It will, the contest will end this afternoon. So I don't know. I'm starting the day with 6. Let me see how many I end the day with. Maybe 6, maybe 1, maybe none, maybe 10. I don't know. But think about the getting told no. Think about your reaction. Do you react with hurt, anger, Or do you react with something a little bit more manageable and from a tad bit more of a logical place, which is you're disappointed. Now, let's figure out what to do with that. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm going to circle back around to it and hopefully tweak it a little bit and then see what happens. And if I'm told no a second time, then clearly this is not the right time for this. So, all right. That is all I have for you today. I hope that you have an amazing day. Please, please, please make the most of it because, as you know, it's just never, ever gonna happen again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the Thursday edition of the Dispense Dish. Bye, guys.